Let's talk about something nobody wants to admit, but everyone deals with. You're trying to be better. You've got goals, you're working on yourself, you're trying to build something with your life, and then lust shows up and completely derails everything. Maybe it's late at night when you're tired, maybe it's when you're stressed, maybe it's just randomly in the middle of the day, and suddenly all that discipline, all that focus, all that momentum you've built, gone. You give in, you feel terrible afterward. You promise yourself it's the last time, and then 3 days later, you're right back there. And here's what nobody tells you. Willpower doesn't work alone. Trying harder doesn't work. Feeling guilty doesn't work. I'm going to show you 6 steps that actually address the real problem. Not just don't do it, actual strategies that rewire how your brain works so lust stops controlling you. So let's get into it. Step 1, understanding. The real enemy. First, you need to understand what you're actually fighting. Most people think lust is about desire or attraction or hormones. It's not. Lust is about escape. Think about when it hits you hardest. It's not when you're happy and fulfilled and everything's going great. It's when you're stressed, bored, lonely, anxious, tired, or avoiding something. Lust is your brain looking for an easy way to feel good when everything else feels hard. Your brain has learned that this behavior gives you a quick hit of dopamine. It's a shortcut. You feel bad, so your brain tells you to do this thing and get instant relief. It's not about the act itself, it's about escaping whatever you're feeling in that moment. This is why willpower fails. You're trying to resist the urge, but you're not addressing why the urge showed up in the first place. You're stressed about work, or lonely on a Friday night, or procrastinating on something important, and your brain says, hey, I know how to make this feeling go away for a few minutes. Until you understand this, you'll keep losing because you're fighting the symptom, not the cause. So step 1 is this. The next time the urge hits, pause for 5 seconds and ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? Not horny, go deeper, stressed, anxious, bored, lonely, frustrated. Name the real feeling because that's what you're trying to escape from. Once you see the pattern, I always do this when I'm stressed, or this always happens when I'm avoiding work, you can start dealing with the actual problem instead of just the surface urge. Step 2, cutting off the fuel supply. All right, brutal honesty time. You know exactly what triggers you. Specific apps, specific accounts, specific types of content, specific times of day, specific situations, or a particular place. You know this. And you're still keeping the triggers in your life because you tell yourself you can handle it. You can't. Nobody can. Your brain is wired to respond to these triggers. It doesn't matter how disciplined you are. If you keep the fuel around, the fire's going to start. So here is what you should do. Delete the apps. Not just log out, delete them. If Instagram is a trigger, delete it. If Twitter is a trigger, delete it. If TikTok is a trigger, delete. And if you say, but I use it for other things, I don't care. Your freedom is worth more than your feed. Unfollow every single account that posts triggering content. Every model, every fitness account that's really just thirst traps. Every meme page that posts suggestive stuff. Unfollow them all. Your algorithm will adjust. Use website blockers on your devices, not just adult sites, anything that leads you down that path. Block them at the router level if you have to. Make it actually hard to access. Not just, I have to click through a warning. If you are on mobile, then I will strongly suggest Blocker Hero app. It works just great. You can't even uninstall it and change your phone. Habits. If you're always on your phone in bed at night and that's when you slip up, your phone doesn't go in your bedroom anymore. Charge it in another room. Get an alarm clock. Get rid of the private browser excuse. Delete those browsers. Use accountability software if you need to. This feels extreme. Good. Extreme problems need extreme solutions. If you keep the fuel supply around and expect yourself to resist it forever, you're setting yourself up to fail. Step 3, the replacement principle. Here's where most people fail even after they cut off the triggers. They create a vacuum. They remove the behavior but don't replace it with anything. And your brain hates vacuums. Remember, lust is serving a purpose. It's helping you escape uncomfortable feelings. If you just remove it without giving your brain an alternative escape route, you'll either go back to it or find a different destructive behavior. You need to replace the behavior with something that serves the same purpose but isn't destructive. If lust is your stress relief, you need a different stress relief. That might be working out, going for a walk, calling a friend, whatever. But it needs to be something you can actually do in the moment when stress hits. But remember, the replacement needs to be planned before the urge hits. You can't wait until you're in the moment and then try to figure out what to do instead. By then, your brain is already in trigger mode and you've lost. Step 4, the 10-second rule. When the urge hits, just take 10 seconds. That's all it takes to stop the automatic pattern before it takes over. Here's how it works. The second you feel the urge, you count to 10. Out loud if you can, in your head if you can't, but you count slowly. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10. Why does this work? Because most urges are automatic. Your brain goes from trigger to action without thinking. The 10 seconds interrupts that autopilot. It creates a gap between the urge and the action. And in that gap, you can make a different choice. During those 10 seconds, your job is to do 3 things. First, name what you're feeling. I'm stressed about tomorrow's presentation. I'm bored and avoiding sleep. I'm lonely. Whatever it is, name it. Second, remind yourself of the consequence. Not in a shame way, in a reality way. If I do this, I'll feel terrible in 10 minutes. I'll lose my streak. I'll be back at day 1. Just facts. Third, choose your replacement behavior. I'm going to do push-ups instead. I'm going to take a cold shower. I'm going to go for a walk. Whatever you planned in step 3. The 10-second rule doesn't make the urge disappear, but it weakens it, and it gives you just enough space to choose differently. Step 5. Building your defense system. All right, let's talk about the times when you're most vulnerable. For most people, it's late at night, or when they're alone, or after a stressful day, or on weekends. You need to build defenses specifically for those high-risk times. Defense 1. Change your environment. If you always slip up in your bedroom at night, don't be in your bedroom at night. Work in the living room, read in the kitchen. Change the physical space so it's not the same environment where the pattern happens. Defense 2. Have an accountability person. One person who knows what you're dealing with and who you can text when you're struggling. Not to lecture you, just to be there. Hey, I'm having a hard time right now. Sometimes just sending that text is enough to break the cycle. Defense 3. Build a streak and protect it. Get a calendar or an app. Mark every day you don't give in. Your job is to not break the chain. After a week, you don't want to go back to 0. After a month, you'll fight to protect that streak. The visual reminder matters. Defense 4. Create friction for the behavior. Make it as hard as possible to give in. Phone in another room. Laptop stays in a common area. If you have to get up, walk across the house, and unlock something to access triggering content, that's friction. And friction kills momentum. Step 6. The long game. Here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. This isn't a 30-day challenge. This is a lifestyle change. The first month is going to be hard. The second month is going to be easier, but still hard. By month 3 or 4, you'll start feeling like a different person, but you need to understand what you're actually building. You're not just stopping a behavior. You're rewiring your brain's reward system. This is the long game. And the long game has 3 key principles. Principle 1, progress over perfection. You're going to slip up, maybe not, but probably. And when you do, the most important thing is how you respond. You don't spiral. Principle 2, build the life that doesn't need the escape. Long term, you need to address why you were escaping in the first place. If you're lonely, build real friendships. If you're stressed, figure out your stress management. If you're bored, build something meaningful. If you're avoiding something, face it. Lust thrives in empty lives. Build a full life, and there's no room for it. Principle 3, your identity changes before your behavior. At some point, you stop being someone who's trying not to do this thing, and you start being someone who doesn't do this thing. That identity shift is everything. You're not resisting temptation. You're just not that person anymore. Most people won't do this. They'll watch this video, agree with everything, and change nothing. They'll keep fighting the same battle the same way and losing the same way. But you're not most people. You clicked on this video because you're actually ready to change. So change, and take it seriously. Before you go, if you want more content like this and actually support us, then liking this video and subscribing to the channel would mean a lot.